Aloha and welcome back to my channel, everyone. The #1 place for destination influencers, hospitality marketing teams, and entrepreneurs. You're watching this video because you want to learn how to better organize your production cycle of social ideas to scheduling. There's a reason why incredible people like Jay Shetty, Sean Cannell, and Vanessa Lau are crushing it on their social content because they have an organization. So if you're interested in learning this, keep on watching. Let's talk about why. Why do you want to be organized in creating social media content in a pre-production space before it hits the scheduling tool? The #1 reason why you want to be organized is so you can be consistent with your content for your tribe and followers. Very important. #2, well, obviously you want to keep you and your team sane as all of the social media posts are going through different stages before they actually are released. It's important for your social media strategy to be organized so that you can manage each stage of the social media post. I like to say content is the reason search began in the first place. That being said, let's go over to my screen share so I can share with you how we manage our social media production lifecycle from ideas to scheduling. So let's head on over there now. Hey guys, we are back in the workspace and I just called it Destination X Social Production Workspace, and I meant that for you who are all in the destination influencer space or in the hospitality marketing social space, I kind of helped create this board for you so that you can have an idea of what it might look like for your destination. So as you first look at this board, of course, this is the title of the board here, and then I have a strategy section here in this little content box, and then I have groups for each month of the content. So I'm going to break this down, and first of all, I want to talk to you about your strategy. So I know that destinations, of course, are all seasonal, so you have seasonal strategies. So for this particular strategy, just to give you an idea, this is a weekly strategy that you could have or implement. From Mondays, you're talking about an activity in your destination, or Tuesdays, you're featuring something, maybe it's a restaurant, maybe it's something about your property or staff or a policy. Wednesday, you're releasing a video. Thursday, it's something about your property. And Friday, you have an inspiration or a value play that you're producing out there. Okay, you can change that as you need and of course be seasonal as well. Let's open up and expand these groups so that you can really get an understanding of how I have this organized. And I know that you see April, May, March, it's not in order, but you'll see why here in a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna hit expand the groups. So what you're looking at now is the whole month of April and all the post content that is being created for this particular month in these different stages. And then in May, this is stuff that's coming up. And then we have March, and this is all scheduled. It's already done and out there. Okay, so the reason I have May right below April is because it's the next month and we already have items or a post that we want to make sure are going into that following month. So let's stick to April, and I'm going to walk you through how I have this board in Monday.com really organized for our releasing stages. From idea to scheduling, because this is really where you want to really plan your production. You really want to pre-plan all of this content with your copywriter, your social team, and your creative team. And this allows everything to kind of be in one place. I mean, I've also used Asana and I've also used Trello boards for the same concept, but I really find Monday a lot more user-friendly when I can add a lot of people in here and get the big picture on everything that's happening for the month as the content and the post stages are changing. So I'm going to go through the columns here now. Right here is the first column where we just have the item or whatever the post content is, the assignee of that particular post who's working on that. It usually is the copywriter, the copy link. So we have it to a GDoc, and that's where the link of the copy is going to be. The post date of where, hey, this is where the post is going to go out. And then the scheduling stage. This is a really big one, right? So you want to make sure that whatever the stage of that content is really up to date. So if it's going to be, hey, this piece of content is ready for copy, it might be that, or it's a draft, we're working on it, or it might be that you have a video attached to this, so the video is in production. You're letting everybody know what's happening in the post stage. So it's really important that this stage is always updated. Now the tags is interesting because the tags help you keep yourself on track, and it also helps the copywriter know how many posts are they writing for each category or each value piece of your strategy. So one of the things I like to do is just hit sort, and you can right away see that it's sorting per category. So right now you'll see that, okay, for this month of April, we have 4 activities that's going out for each week, right? So there's 4 activities that we're gonna be talking about. Looks like we have 2 celebrations this month, so we're gonna be talking about that. And we've got 2 featured items here, 2 inspirations, 5 posts about the property, 3 values, and 5 videos. So it's really nice just to know that instead of looking at everything else, to just organize that in your head that these are the activity posts, you know, and so on. So that does really help a copywriter if they're writing in content batches. I also have a column called PM, which is usually my project manager. It could be the designer, but they're managing the creative designer who's actually working on that creative. So I'll usually tag them here so they can like manage what's happening at that time. And then for the creative, this is a place where you can drop in the creative file. For us, we did one for Celebrate Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. And so this is great that you just have that file in there knowing that that's where the file is. And then of course the creative stage column, again, incredibly important for the creative stage. You know, was the graphic requested? Was the video scheduled? Are you stuck on it? You don't know, you need an idea. Was it approved? Does it need a video? So these sorts of things are really gonna be handy, and when it's ready to be scheduled, it's gonna be marked ready to schedule. So whoever's approving the post knows that, hey, this is approved, it's ready to schedule, and you are ready to go ahead and copy paste all of this into your scheduling content tool. So this is incredibly important. Now, one other thing that we didn't go over is the conversation bubbles in this area. So when you click a conversation bubble, anything that you want to talk about on this particular post should live inside the updates of this conversation bubble. So if you're talking to the copywriter, the creative designer, your team, your assistant, whoever needs to be in the loop should be talked to inside this little conversation bubble. This saves so much time, you guys, by not using Slack and emails and other forms of communication out there, WhatsApp, to just get through the one post content of what's happening. So you can notify people in here. You can always use like, hey, this person's attached to this particular board, and we need to let David know that he's got something happening about this particular post, and hit update. So very important. 2 other things that are options for you here to help make your life easier while you're preparing for your social production plan is the views. I'm looking at the main table view right now. There's also a calendar view that can be helpful if you want to drag and drop in your visual. Like me, I need to see that there's a post going out every day, or whatever your rhythm is, or twice a day or 3 times a day, whatever you've got going on. And there's a lot of other views that Monday.com offers. So whatever works for you and your team, you can always add this to the view section of your workspace here. So I hope this helps you really get a big picture of how I've organized and really help keep you on track while you're pre-planning the social media before it goes to your scheduling tool. Now that you have a social planning tool, you really want to be thinking about your social scheduling tool. And if you're in the destination influencer space and hospitality marketing, I'm going to recommend making sure your social scheduling tool includes channels like YouTube, Pinterest, and stories. And what I'm talking about is Facebook stories and Instagram stories and pin stories, if they're allowing that yet. So you want to make sure that your scheduling tool allows those channel posts. So let's talk about Pinterest for a minute, because I mentioned Pinterest as one of the channels in the scheduling tool. Why Pinterest? Pinterest is a really great searchable drive market space for you and your property to really shine. You can really own the space inside Pinterest with your videos, your property, your activities around your destination. Take hold of Pinterest, because this is a great place to inspire travelers of all ages. And when you inspire travelers of all ages, you are expanding your relationships with your guests, and it's a great place to do engagement. So Pinterest for sure is a great channel. Now for destination influencers, you're probably asking, what channel should I be posting on? And for sure, the world's 2nd largest search engine, and that's YouTube. You want to make sure you have a really strong presence out on YouTube. And then of course, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram. And the reason I say Instagram is if you have a really cool destination that really has really cool photos and video, that's a great place for you to attract great followers in Instagram, and of course using those stories in Instagram. Now let's talk about one more channel that I didn't mention, and that is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is your business voice channel. Why do I mention LinkedIn? The reason I mention LinkedIn is because you and your destination want to have a strong presence for future owners or current owners that are part of your vacation rental company, or for current staff, and also for future employees that are coming in to work with you. You want to have a good presence on LinkedIn. Now, the content that you put out on LinkedIn is going to be a little bit different than the content that you're putting out there for your social media channels like YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. It's going to be geared more towards your business. Now, if you have a piece of content that's actually wrapped around, some of your business voice happening at your property, then that's a perfect piece of content to throw up there on LinkedIn. Now that you know how to organize your social media content and you have a solid pre-production foundation, you can start thinking about being consistent with engaging with your followers and tribe. Creating direct relationships with future guests drives direct bookings. Watch for a video coming out soon where I share how you can create and batch video content to be successful as a destination influencer or a video social media concierge ambassador. So that'll be coming out soon. In the next video, I'm gonna share with you how you can organize your video production to really be successful and make an impact on YouTube. If you want to know more about my productivity hacks and how I manage social media or content planning life cycles, hit the notification bell here. And if you want to learn more about my expertise in hospitality marketing, follow me on LinkedIn here. To learn more about hospitality marketing hacks, follow these videos here. I love posting content for destination influencers, hospitality marketing teams that help you make an impact in your tribe and your followers to drive direct bookings to your properties. Have a great day, everyone.